welcome back with me guys. In this video, I will be answering some questions to you about climate change. Yay, it's about science. Actually, as a topic, climate change is often confined to science class, but it should be considered an interdisciplinary issue that spans subject and grade levels, educators and experts say. Well, fun, we will learn together, so let's jump to the video. Question number 1. How would you define climate change in your own word? Climate change refers to the long-term shift in the weather patterns that are being observed across the globe. In modern parlance, climate change has become synonymous with global warming. Global warming, a term which I prefer because it's more precise than climate change, is the warming of the average global temperature over the past century or so. The Earth's climate is warming up due to increasing concentration of greenhouse gases in the atmosphere like carbon dioxide and methane. Question number 2. What are the main causes of climate change and how do they impact our planet? Climate change is primarily caused by human activities, which have led to an increase in greenhouse gas concentrations in the atmosphere. The burning of fossil fuels such as coal, oil, and gas for energy, transportation, and industry is the largest contributor to greenhouse gas emissions. Deforestation and other land use changes also contribute to climate change by releasing carbon dioxide into the atmosphere and reducing the amount of carbon stored in the trees and other vegetation. Other human activities that contribute to climate change include agricultural practices such as livestock production and fertilizer use, which release methane and nitrous oxide respectively. Industrial processes and waste management also release potent greenhouse gases such as hydrofluorocarbons and methane. Overall, the primary cause of climate change is the result of human activities that release greenhouse gases into the atmosphere, leading to a warming of the planet. Question number 3. What are the most significant consequences of climate change on ecosystem and biodiversity? Climate change is changing the ecosystem of this planet, mostly for the worse. Combined with the population boom, human encouragement of forests, and irresponsible waste disposal, it is systematically destroying biodiversity. Even the smallest organisms are vital to the food chain and thus the overall health of the ecosystem. Take bees for example. They carry out the pollination of plants, allowing them to thrive. They are the basis for the agricultural production of most plants. So much so, 1 in every 3 bites of food we eat is a result of pollination by bees. Humans and other animals depend on these plants for food. So the primary effect of small change in the ecosystem looks insignificant, but it's get the dominoes falling. Loss of one organism can disable large parts of the overall food web. Let me just give 2 other examples. Polar bears and seals dwell on ice. They need large area of ice to live. Their territories are vast. Global warming causes this ice to melt rapidly, because of which their territories are frequently being vanished. This causes conflict between the bears when their territories overlap. The other one is coral bleaching. 1 degree Celsius of increase in seawaters would bleach the coral reefs. They lose their copigment like this one. This reef is the start of the food chain. Question number 4. What role does human activities such as the burning of fossil fuels play in contributing to climate change? Before I answer the question, we need to make one thing clear. Fossil fuel is solar energy that is stored up in the earth as a hydrocarbon, oil or gas, or as a carbon coal. So when burning fossil fuels, we have as a minimum either just carbon dioxide or water as the result and release the greenhouse gases into the atmosphere. These gases act like a blanket, trapping heat and causing the Earth temperature to rise, leading to global warming and climate change. Question number 5. Can you discuss some potential solutions or strategies to mitigate the effect of climate change? There are several things that we can do to fight climate change. For instance, reducing our energy consumption by using energy-efficient appliances, turning off lights when not in use, and adjusting thermostat that can help lower greenhouse gas emissions. Similarly, embracing sustainable transportation options like walking, cycling, or using public transportation reduces reliance on fossil fuel-powered vehicles, thereby decreasing carbon emissions. Switch to the renewable energy sources. We can switch to renewable energy sources by installing solar panel on our homes and businesses, and by supporting policies that promote renewable energy, education, and raising awareness about climate change is another vital aspect of the fight against it. Question number 6. How can individuals make difference in addressing climate change in their daily life? While governments and corporations play a crucial role in addressing climate change through policy changes and investments in renewable energy sources such as wind, solar, and hydropower, and sustainable practices, individuals can also contribute to the effort. Let me outline some action that individuals can take, including reducing energy consumption by turning off the lights and unplugging electronics when not in use, driving less or using public transportation, eating a plant-based diet, reducing food waste, and supporting businesses that prioritize sustainability. By making these changes and encouraging others to do the same, individuals can help reduce their carbon footprint and contribute to a healthier planet for future generations. Question number 7. How do you think climate change impacts vulnerable communities and what can be done to support them? Climate change is having a devastating impact on vulnerable communities, exacerbating existing social, economic, and environmental challenges around the world. These communities often face limited resources, inadequate infrastructure, and limited access to healthcare and social services, making them more susceptible to the adverse effect of climate change. They experience increased risk of loss of life, displacement, extreme weather events, food and several water insecurity, health impact, and several new economic damages. Individuals, businesses, governments, and society as a whole can take action at different scales to ensure environmental justice and equity. It is crucial to enhance their resilience through targeted adaptation measures, improve access to essential services, strengthen social safety nets, empower local communities, advocate for climate justice, and provide international support and financing. Climate change is a serious challenge, but it is not insurmountable. By taking action to support vulnerable communities, we can help them to cope with the impact of climate change and build a more sustainable future for all. Question number 8. What challenges do policymakers face in implementing effective climate change policies, and how can these challenges be overcome? Yes, policymakers face numerous challenges in implementing effective climate change policies, including political resistance from vested interests, and conflicting priorities, economic concerns such as job losses and competitiveness, social disparities can result in disproportionate impacts. The need for international coordination amidst geopolitical dynamics, limited public engagement and support, and the complexity of addressing scientific uncertainties. Overcoming these challenges requires collaboration among stakeholders, including providing incentives for sustainable practices, setting clear targets and timelines, investing in capacity building, fostering innovation, learning from best practice, and prioritizing public education and awareness. By addressing these challenges head-on and implementing comprehensive and inclusive policies, policymakers can drive the necessary transformation to mitigate climate change and build a sustainable future. Question number 9. Please share your thoughts on the importance of international cooperation in tackling climate change. International cooperation is essential for tackling climate change. It allows us to share information and best practices, to pool resources and coordinate our efforts. Without international cooperation, we will not be able to make the progress that is needed to address climate change. International cooperation enables the sharing of knowledge, resources, and best practices, as well as the coordination of efforts to reduce greenhouse gas emissions, adapt to the impact of climate change, and support vulnerable communities. It is allowed for the establishment of global frameworks such as the Paris Agreement, which set collective goals and promotes transparency and accountability. Question number 10. What do you see as the role of renewable energy sources in transitioning to a sustainable future? Renewable energy sources are essential for transitioning to a sustainable future. They are clean, abundant, and have the potential to create jobs and boost the economy. Renewable energy sources include solar, wind, hydro, geothermal, and biomass. These sources do not produce greenhouse gases, which are the primary cause of climate change. They are also becoming increasingly affordable and efficient, making them a viable alternative to fossil fuel. The transition to renewable energy sources will require a significant investment to infrastructure and technology. However, the long-term benefits of this investment are clear. Question number 11. How can education and awareness play a role in addressing climate change on a global scale? Education and awareness can play a critical role in addressing climate change in a global scale. Through education, individuals can develop the knowledge and skills needed to comprehend the science of climate change, its impact, and the potential solution. It fosters sustainable behaviors, promotes advocacy for strong climate policies, Question number 12. What are some ways in which businesses and industries can contribute to reducing their carbon footprint? Reducing energy use and carbon footprint is essential for businesses and industries to become more sustainable and environmentally friendly. Firstly, they can implement energy efficiency measures such as upgrading equipment, optimizing processes, and adopting renewable energy sources to reduce energy consumption and emissions. Secondly, they can incorporate sustainable practices throughout their supply chains, such as sourcing materials responsibly, minimizing waste, and promoting circular economic principles. Thirdly, businesses can invest in research and development to develop and adopt low-carbon technologies and innovative solutions. Additionally, they can engage in carbon offset programs, where they invest in projects that reduce greenhouse gas emissions, such as reforestation and renewable energy projects, to compensate for their own emissions. By taking this action, businesses and industry can play a significant role in mitigating climate change and transitioning to more sustainable future. Question number 13. Do you believe climate change presents more challenges or opportunities for innovation and technological advancement? Explain your perspective. I believe that climate change presents both challenges and opportunities for innovation and technological advancement. On one eye, climate change is a major challenge that requires new and innovative solutions. The impact of climate change are already being felt around the world. Question number 14. How can scientists, researchers, and policymakers work together to better understand and address the complexities of climate change? Scientists, researchers, and policymakers can work together to better understand and address the complexities of climate change by fostering collaboration and knowledge exchange. This can be achieved through regular communication channels, such as workshops, conferences, and advisory panels, where scientists can provide policymakers with evidence-based information, and policymakers can share policy, priorities, and societal needs. Interdisciplinary research efforts can be encouraged to integrate diverse perspectives and methodologies, while policymakers can establish mechanisms to bridge the gap between the science and policy, such as science advisory bodies or expert panels. By combining scientific expertise and policy insight, they can develop comprehensive strategies and evidence-based policies to effectively tackle the complexities of climate change. The last question, in your opinion, what should be the top priorities in the fight against climate change? In my opinion, the top priority in the fight against climate change should be the rapid reduction of greenhouse gas emissions. This requires transitioning to clean and renewable energy sources, implementing energy efficient practices, and decarbonizing key sectors such as transportation, industry, and agriculture. Additionally, strengthening adaptation measures to build resilience in vulnerable communities and ecosystems is crucial. Prioritizing ambitious emission reduction targets, fostering international cooperation, and promoting sustainable practices and policies are essential in addressing the urgent and multifaceted challenges of climate change. So this is the end from my video, guys. Thank you for watching and see you in another video. Bye!